Hello lovelies, Luna here, and I'm really excited to be coming to you with this beautiful practice today, all about trusting ourselves, allowing ourselves to be held and supported, and really connecting to our truth and knowing that we get to take up space and open ourselves. I had a beautiful conversation with a friend earlier, and they were recognizing me being in my flow and lightness, and I'm actually coming into the spring of my cycle now after my bleed, and I have been having a difficult time lately. It's not always brightness, is it? And hearing this reflection helped me to see that yes, I have really honoured my quiet time this month, and I'm really starting to tune in more to how we can nourish ourselves at each phase of our menstrual cycle, so that we can really allow ourselves to be in that quietness, and so that we can really blossom when everything else is supporting that, because we aren't trying to push through for the whole month, and we're more connected to our body. So that's been so beneficial. I'm going to be sharing more on that soon. But yeah, this emergence, this blossoming time where we feel called to share again. And I've been lucky enough to attend a Teal Swan event this weekend. And it really seems that this theme that people are experiencing at the moment is needing people around them that see them for who they are and support that. And really doing what is needed to come into their authenticity. So I'm so grateful that I've found the beauty of community for that reason. I'm so happy that I get to create that with you here, because it really is so important. Connection is our number one human need, and we really need to be able to be ourselves with the people around us so that we can blossom and reveal more of ourselves. And I know that this is coming up for a lot of people, especially at this time of year where we feel more called to go within, when we've been in this summer energy of socialising and celebrating. And now it might feel a bit uncomfortable because we are in the quiet. Maybe we're in a container for the first time in a while properly. That's my experience. And new things have been landing for us, and it's time to integrate. And perhaps we feel like we're in this scary new space, we're at that edge, and it feels unfamiliar. But we get to soften into that, and we get to, this really came through for me earlier. I did some meditation and I was feeling so called to just journey deeper within and give myself what I was feeling I needed, which was comfort and recognition from myself. Especially with the new moon that we've just had, it really invited us to really get more true, more authentic, and that might even mean that our life's going to take a slightly different direction, or a much bigger different direction. So I'm here to support you in that, lovelies, wherever you are. And the flow is inspired with all of that today. So I'm really going to guide us to tune in to exactly where we are, move from that place, open ourselves, clear our energy, and of course surrender at the end. So please take some time to really carve out for yourself here, and perhaps light a candle. I've got this beautiful new lavender candle from my cousin, and I've got my cup of sage tea. So if you want to take a moment, pause me, set up your space. We're going to be mainly on the ground, so
arriving here in your seat for today's practice, and I invite you to, if it's available, lean back on something and really just allow yourself to feel supported by the chair, the bed, the wall. Let the face soften and bring the gaze downward, or close the eyes and just drop in, allowing the shoulders to relax. Seeing if you can invite softness into the body as you lean back a bit more into your practice. And taking the arms up overhead, beginning from this soft space, bringing the elbows out and stretching through the heart space, hands behind the head, keeping the awareness on the breath. Just sensing where you're at today, allowing yourself to be exactly where you are. Bringing the head forwards, creating some space in the neck, and just circling the torso with the hands on the knees. Bringing space into the heart space, front, back, sides. Opening into the womb space, the creative centre. Changing direction. Just really enjoying this cozy flow today. Knowing that you're held and just where you are is just perfect. Rolling out the shoulders, and we're going to come through onto our hands and knees for some cat-cow. So inhaling as we drop the belly and exhaling to round into our cat. Just really breathing space into the back here, moving really slowly, allowing yourself to feel really supported by your knees and wrists, perhaps leaning forward a little, seeing if you can sense some new sensation as you move in and out of this posture, allowing your body to open, moving in time with your own breath. Seeing if you can get curious and create space. And coming back into child's pose, just really creeping those fingers forward. Moving the hips backwards, elongate. You're welcome to bring the hands to prayer and up overhead if you'd like a deeper stretch on the back of the arms. This feels great for me because I did a really good swim today. Just breathe in here in your own little nest. Keeping the gaze down or the eyes closed today. It's really helpful to look down when we are looking to find our truth. I heard Teal Swan say that. We can creep the fingertips over to the right, breathing into the side of the body and the left. Just really moving through our whole lateral sides as well, so that we're really clearing our energy channels. Coming back onto our hands and knees and pressing the hips back into downward dog now. Just keeping this awareness of the whole body. You might like to pedal out the feet a little. Just moving really slow. And finding some stillness here. Finding some solidity. Feeling this strong frame of your body holding you always. Taking some nice exhales through the mouth here. Maybe giving the legs a little shake. And again, you can move in and out of this by rocking backwards and forwards and just creating more space in the body. creating more space for the limitlessness that's within your inner world to be felt. Lifting the right leg and opening through that hip. Breathing into the front of the right hip flexor. And then we're going to step that foot through and lower the left knee down. One of my favourite poses, half moon. If you need to, you can double the mat over under the left knee, and you might prefer to keep the fingertips on the floor. And I really like to breathe in and out of this pose, so you can lean back and arch the back again as you exhale, and inhale to come forwards. Really allows you to go deeper into that leg, create more space. And then we're just going to pivot the left knee, so we come into a half gate pose and stretch up and overhead with the left arm before coming back to our downward dog, finding this strong frame again. Nice deep breaths, allowing yourself to be bold in this shape and be big. Bringing the left foot up and overhead now, opening that hip and stepping forward again with the other side now. I really like to keep my fingertips on the floor in this half moon pose so that I can open my heart more. And again, you're welcome to move in and out of the pose with your breath by leaning back, straightening that front leg, moving in your own time. Remembering to keep the gaze down. Welcoming this opening, this clearing through all of the body. And again, pivoting that right knee this time so it's facing the back. Up and overhead with the right arm. Always being really careful with the knees and using extra padding if necessary. And then we're just going to step the feet into a wide-legged forward fold, dropping the head, shining the hips up to the sky. You might like to have your hands above or below your knees if you can't quite reach the floor, that's fine. Coming round to the other side of the mat this time and back into our downward dog before lowering down into a forearm plank. And we're just going to build a bit of heat here. Really allow yourself to feel your strength, your fire, your passion. Engaging the core to support you here. Maybe rocking a little forwards and back if you're feeling strong. Moving with your breath. And then dropping the hips down, coming into Sphinx pose, one of my favourite poses. Such a nice back opener, back bend without being too intense. So putting the forearms on the ground as well as the hips, lifting through the chest, closing down through the eyes. You can drop the head, create some space in the neck. And then we're going to push back up to downward dog. I'm going to take off my scarf so you can see me. Lifting the left foot again and opening through that hip, and we're just going to allow that left foot to fall down beside us and stretch up and overhead with the left arm into Wild Thing. If this isn't in your practice, please feel free to skip it and stay in downward dog. If not, take that stretch and come back to downward dog. We're going to repeat that on the other side. I haven't got much space here, but you can see the shape. Beautiful stretch for the shoulders, the hip flexors. And coming back through into a high plank. Dropping down into chaturanga. And we're just going to lay down on our front, allowing the right foot to come behind the left with our right arm extended out to the side into half wing. This is a really beautiful shoulder opener. I'm repeating that on the other side. Opening through all the sides of the heart space. And from there we'll just push back into child's pose, taking a rest. Breathing deeply. From here we can just tip our body forwards onto our forearms and stretch out the neck a little, keeping the knees on the ground. You can peep at me if you need to. We really want to open our heart. Taking a little cat-cow again here before we move into the next part. Inhaling to lift the left arm up to the sky and threading that needle underneath the right arm, stretching out the back of the heart space. Still feeling really connected to the strength in our legs and the support. You can bring the right arm to wrap around the left thigh if you'd like to open into that right shoulder. Coming back up to centre and switching arms. Breathing in as we lift the right arm and exhaling to tuck it under the left. Closing down the eyes here. Keeping the core engaged to support us. And again wrapping that left arm around the right thigh. If you want to stretch through the left shoulder as well. You're going to feel so energized after this. You can stretch that arm up and overhead if you like. We're really opening through our energy centers, clearing the way for our emotions to move. Rolling through onto the back now, bringing the knees in and rocking left to right, giving yourself a little lower back massage, working out any more tension. And we're going to extend through the legs, perhaps putting the hands under the lower back and making sure the lower back is flush with the floor. And just being here for a moment, feeling the weight of the legs, seeing how you feel. Pointing and flexing the toes and lifting the arms up. We're just going to shake it out. This is great for getting the lymph moving. I'm a big fan of shaking it out if ever you need to just clear the way and come back to yourself. Now we're going to take a figure 4, so putting the left ankle over the right knee and grasping either the right shin or the thigh and just rocking from side to side really gently. This feels so good for me, for my hips, another place where we store a lot of emotions. It's so nice to breathe into them. Try this with pointed toes for a change and just explore pointing and flexing the toes, noticing all the subtle sensations and the strong sensations. Unhooking that and just allowing the knees to drop to the right, keeping the knees together for a gentle spinal twist. Holding the left knee with the right hand and letting the left hand stretch out to the side. Just breathing here, really feeling the support of the earth beneath you. Seeing if you can sense the ground coming up to meet you. Allow yourself to receive. Coming back to center and just taking a moment here. One hand on the heart, one hand on the lower belly. Really tuning in. How do you feel? And we're going to do the same on the other side, so hooking that right ankle over the left knee now and reaching through to wherever's comfortable. Just rocking from side to side or keeping still if that feels better for you. Again, pointing the toes, finding a variation that works for you. Staying connected to your breath, meeting your edge with grace, seeing how the breath can expand through the discomfort. And again, just letting the knees drop to the left this time. Taking a gentle spinal twist, opening out with the right arm to the right. Welcoming slowness, rocking the head from side to side gently. Bringing the feet out stretched now and the arms up and overhead. I've just about got space for this in my space. Just really stretching through the whole body, allowing yourself to take up space. Great for the nervous system. Pointing through the toes, stretching through the arms. Inhaling to bring the elbows down and stretching up again. Get as big as you can. You might like to creep the toes, the ankles over to the left and create a banana shape with the body, hands to the left. And the same for the right, just stretching out that side body even longer. You're going to be so clear. And now you can readjust, perhaps rock the knees from side to side, move the fleshy part of the bum to the side, coming to lie down. One hand on the heart, one hand on the lower belly. We'll just take 5 minutes. Exhaling through the mouth. Tuning in. Noticing how you feel. Clear. Strong. Just seeing if there's any insights for you from this clear, beautiful, open space. Allowing yourself to be held by the ground. And we're just going to take a few breaths with some counting. So breathing in for 4, holding for 6 and out for 4. Breathing in, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and out, 2, 3, 4. In, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, out, 2, 3, 4. And one more, in, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, out, 2, 3, 4. And releasing that, allowing the body to soften a little more. And just being aware of your strength and ability to soften your edges, to be in the unknown, new spaces, to be with whatever is arising in your experience, to be brave, to welcome all the richness of life with all of it, our full experience as humans, knowing that being brave and breathing into discomfort always ultimately feels better than being in resistance of what is. And this is your portal to more truth, more ease, more peace, more of you. This moment is always the portal, and the breath is always available. With that in mind, just taking a little wiggle, stretching once more, and rolling over onto your side, allowing your right arm to be a pillow, and just feel your own embrace here. Feel your own ability to hold yourself in whatever it is that you're moving through. And just take a snapshot, a somatic snapshot of how it feels to just be held by yourself, by the earth here, knowing that you can always hold yourself. Pushing yourself up to a seat and just having a sip of tea if you like before we close our practice for today. I'm feeling really expanded and blissful here. Closing down the eyes, letting the energy settle as you prepare to move forwards with your day. Taking a nice final stretch up and overhead, bringing the hands through to the centre, to the heart, bowing into the wisdom of your heart. You got this. And thank you so much for joining.